Hey guys, Nuzzy here, and we're back from a YouTube video. Today we have Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia versus Freecss from Hunter x Hunter. If you enjoy this video, dislike and subscribe. If this video is a little bit annoying, then believe me it is, because for some reason people cannot decide on basic maths. So I'm going to be providing the different calculations that are brought up. Essentially, somehow someone can take the same feat and calculate it two different ways to get two completely different answers. So I'm going to be providing both feats or both calcs of the feat, and explaining what would happen if you use this version and this version respectively. We're also going to be using up to 45% Deku for this, because technically he can't use anything beyond that without outside help. And if we did use 100% Deku, then it would kind of be a stomp. So yeah, and obviously adult gun will be used, but also a base gun also. Yeah, let's get into this video. For strength attack potency for Deku, we're going to look at each percentage individually almost. For 5%, he was capable of destroying a large steel pillar with a kick, which would calc out to around 4.7 tons of TNT, therefore being a large building level. At 20%, he was able to create a large storm with a punch, or rather a kick, equaling out to around 127 tons of TNT, being multi-city block level. And at 45%, he was able to momentarily restrain Shigaraki and even take a point-blank blow from him. This is the same Shigaraki that was stated on par with All Might, who should at least be comparable to 100% Deku from the joint training arc, who is capable of dispersing a storm from 9. And this is one of the calcs that can be taken two different ways somehow. The calcs range between 304 megatons of TNT being mountain level to 131 teratons of TNT being a large country level. So you can kind of understand my frustration seeing, how much of a difference there is between the two. But yeah, for a low ball for 45% Deku, it would be, mountain level, meanwhile a high ball would be a large country level. You could also highball his lower percentages to the massive ice attack from Todoroki, which can be calced out to small city level. However, there's not really much of evidence suggesting that people can scale to that. Even Bakugo, he was only able to break through that attack once it had completely stopped, and no more forces were being applied to it. It's been shown frame by frame him being completely overpowered by the attack, so I'm not entirely sure you could scale the likes of 5% Deku to a small city level feat like that. As for Gon, with a single Janken, he was capable of sending a Chimera Ant Officer across several countries, therefore calcing out to around large town level. And remember, this is Gon not pissed off, not amped by bloodlust, since we know from the morale test that he does get more powerful through essentially rage. So yeah, even just base Gon would surpass the likes of 20% Deku. With Adult Gon, he stated equal to in power to Meruem, pre-Rose Bomb, obviously not post-Rose Bomb, who was able to survive the Rose Bomb. Since Nen is durability equals attack potency, this means that we could take this as a straight attack potency feat also. Also, the Rose Bomb has many different calcs surrounding it also, ranging between over 200 megatons of TNT being small city level, and over 1.2 gigatons of TNT being large mountain level. So yeah, this is where the confusion bit comes in. I'll just leave a chart up here showing where they're at with their highballed and lowballed stages. So yeah, overall, a highballed Deku would be way more powerful than a highballed Gon, but a highballed Gon would be more powerful than a lowballed Deku, so take it as you will. As for speed, and 5 through 8% Deku is capable of reacting to Bakugo's explosions, which has been calced out to be able to move at around 0.008 the speed of light, or around 5 million miles per hour. At 20%, he was capable of fighting Overhaul, who is capable of, reacting to attacks from Lemillion, who moves through quantum tunneling, which moves at light speed. Yes, 20% Deku didn't really have the advantage over Overhaul, but he was still able to react to attacks. And if you don't think that 20% Deku can move at the speed of light, then at least 45% can, seeing that, it is much more powerful and faster than 20% Deku. and also the fact that Shigaraki's like his air cannon can amplify things with kinetic energy 3 through 4 times, which could imply that 45% Deku could be 3 to 4 times the speed of light. As for Gon, he was capable of one-shotting Morel, who is capable of fighting and reacting to attacks from Cheetu and people more powerful than Cheetu. Cheetu could cover a long distance in a short amount of time, calculating out to over 400,000 miles per hour. And as adult Gon, he was easily able to tag post-mortem Nen Pitou, who was faster than Godspeed Killua, who has his speed amped by lightning. So adding on the speed of lightning being 270,000 miles per hour onto the original Cheetu feat, and you get bare minimum around 700,000 miles per hour. If you times the Cheetu feat by lightning, which could be a possible highball since it does make sense, you would get around 189 times the speed of light. But that being said, that would just be way too much of a highball, considering the fact that when Meruem revealed that his N can move at the speed of light after the Rose Bomb, that was treated like some godly power that no one else could match. So I would argue that, yeah, well, extremely highballed adult Gon would be faster than Deku. Deku is more than likely faster than Gon, going by, you know, the prior mentioned feats. For durability, and for each percentage of Deku, he essentially scales to himself for durability from attack potency, seeing that he's able to damage people who can hurt him, and vice versa. So, yeah, Deku for 5% would be around large building level, multi-city block level for 20%, and around mountain to large country level for 45%. As for Gon, and as we stated earlier, Nen can be used as equal from durability to attack potency, meaning that Gon also scales to his attack potency, meaning that it's much the same story. A highballed Deku would be more durable than an adult Gon that's highballed, but that highballed Gon would also be more durable than a lowballed 45% Deku, so, you know, figure that headache for me. For abilities, weaponry and techniques, Izuku Midoriya is a master of hand-to-hand combat. He's quite acrobatic, can amplify his stats by, you know, using more of one for all. He has supernatural willpower also. He has air manipulation, he has resistance to mind manipulation and power absorption. He can also predict where his opponents are gonna move, even if they're faster than him. He has energy manipulation via the Black Whips. He has flight and levitation with float and his air manipulation. He has enhanced senses, has precognition, and extrasensory perception. He also gets rage boosts and also with rage amps. Smoke manipulation with smoke quirk. Kinetic energy manipulation with Jafin. And he has a high pain tolerance, seeing that even when his bones get shattered, he can still keep on fighting. For Gon, meanwhile, he can sense where people are and can hide his presence. He has enhanced senses, especially with smelling, and accelerated development. He has low regeneration, seeing that he was able to recover from serious injuries very quickly. You know, not really combat applicable, but still quite impressive. He has limited animal manipulation, seeing that he can talk to animals and essentially get him to do what he wants. He has resistance to poisons. He can create after images, has stealth mastery, and also has an immense pain tolerance also. He has self-perception manipulation. He's proficient in hand-to-hand combat and has also learned a few martial arts. He has transmutation and weapon creation via scissors, which can cut through things, energy projection via paper, and statistics amplification via rock. He can create shockwaves, gets rage amps, can manipulate the air, and has his classic fishing rod also as a weapon. So for who's more versatile, I think it's kind of clear that Gon has it, seeing that, you know, he can do many of the things that Deku can do, and more. For his more powerful abilities, that's also more up in the air. Both of them have statistics amplification, albeit Deku has it more. Gon with his low regeneration, accelerated development, and his grand versatility could probably give him the edge over Deku for abilities, but given how Deku's has precognition and also an even higher pain tolerance than Gon, it is kind of a toss-up. I could probably argue that Deku might have the edge whereas the better abilities. That's only seeing it from like a power perspective and seeing like what One For All can do to someone rather than like a Janken from Gon. So I'll give the abilities and versatility point here to Gon, but you know, obviously strength and speed are completely different matters here. For weaknesses, and Izuku Midoriya, if he uses 100% of One For All, it will completely shatter his limb or whatever limb he uses it in. That being said, if he uses it in like his arm or fingers, then it might not be that much of an issue, seeing he can still fight on regardless, seeing his great stamina and pain tolerance. He can lose control of Black Whips if he can't keep his emotions in check. And One For All can be taken if the user's will that's taking it is stronger than Deku's. As for Gon, he doesn't really have that much experience in battle with his non-versatile form of Nen, which can cause problems in battles. His Janken also takes a little bit of time to charge and can't really be interrupted, else it doesn't really work. And it can also be quite draining on Gon also. And for his transformation to Adult Gon, if in going into it, he has to be in a heightened emotional state while doing it, and also his body will decay when this is happening. So if it was the worst weakness, I'd probably say it's Gon, seeing that Deku can deal with his more easier. Yeah, One For All can be taken from him, meaning that he's rendered completely powerless, but for Gon to use his power, he's either sacrificing stamina or his entire body. So I would argue that Deku is less vulnerable here. Now for the conclusion, we know that Deku, when highballed, is more powerful, is faster, is more durable, and is less vulnerable. Meanwhile, Gon, obviously we know the situation with him with attack potency and durability, but for definites we know that he has better abilities and is more versatile. So who wins the fight? This is, as we said, it is really close. If you take a highballed Deku against any form of Gon, then of course Deku would absolutely stomp Gon. Being large country level would, put you far ahead than anyone that's mountain level, large mountain level. If you take a highballed Gon and put him up against a lowballed 45% Deku, I would argue he does have the edge. Yeah, he's slower than him, but Gon has been able to deal with people who are much faster than him in the past with close to no difficulty. If you take current anime Deku, 20-30% and put him up against base Gon, then yeah, base Gon would win. Again, Deku is faster, but again, Gon has dealt with faster opponents, especially seeing that he's much more powerful. Yeah, 30% Deku is more powerful than 20% Deku, but equally, we don't really know the difference between them. Yeah, we know he's more powerful, but we don't really know how much. And to say that he is automatically therefore then more powerful than Gon because of that is a little bit of a stretch, considering the difference between multi-cell block level and large town level. So overall, yeah, a highballed Deku would beat Gon. A highballed Gon versus a lowballed Deku, Gon wins. A lowballed Gon versus a lowballed Deku is much closer, although I'd probably argue Deku has the edge. And current anime Deku versus base Gon would win. If you enjoyed this video, dislike and subscribe. I apologise I couldn't come to a fully definitive answer, but this is the best I could do. I'm not really too sure where the next video is going to be. I'm thinking either God of Death Flash versus Jean Grey or Shell versus the Avatar. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.